Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today is not the vlog that I initially had planned to do, which I'm still working on. It's something a little bit more fun that I've been looking forward to. I'm just kind of formulating my thoughts on it before I finally do it. I'm a little tired. I actually just got up a little while ago, and this has been in my mind because of recent events. And I'll preface this by saying that this vlog, that I'm not doing it to call. I don't believe in calling people out by name, on YouTube and making. I don't want to enter into that drama. And sniping people and calling people out on their channels and laying a guilt trip on anyone. I'm not into that. I just want to say this because I feel it really needs to be said, and it's a very reason why I started my channel over 4 years ago in 2012, because I really reached an apogee where I was sick of the negative and jaded reviews of mainstream reviewers, and a lot of smaller ones as well. Now, right off the bat, YouTube is kind of comprised of two groups. You got the hobbyists, like myself, as I was called by a professional YouTuber, referred to me as well, you have your opinion as a hobbyist, but I'm a game reviewer and all this stuff. Okay, so I guess I can't talk about the games I'm passionate about then and call them a review, but whatever. Everyone has their own take on YouTube. For those that do it professionally, it's a full-time job. Believe me, I take my hat off to you. Good for you. And I support many of my friends that do it as a hobby or as a job. I think it's great. I have no qualms with people doing it, monetizing. I think some videos can be a little clickbaitish. And that's fine. I mean, actually, it's revenue, and they have to come up with something daily to kind of keep the interest of their fans or viewers or friends or whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, I mean, we all have opinions, whether we're hobbyists or whether we do it professionally, whether you have 200 subs or whether you've got 200,000. I think it's important that we all respect each other's opinions. And when it comes to game reviews, I just want to say right up front that I love the minutia of good game reviews. I don't like movie reviews. I'll just quickly say that. For movies, I like to surprise myself, and I want to interpret the film the way I want to interpret it. I've seen so many films, and then after the fact, watch people's reviews of them, and it's like it tainted my own view. It's like I don't even want to have that enter into my subconscious. But with games, because games are so personalized and so subjective, it's not a one thing that's two-dimensional. It's more of an interactive experience. Sometimes the outcome of the game itself can be whatever you choose it to be based on the mechanics and difficulty settings that you set. So gaming is something that I invest a lot of time in, watching good game reviews, previews, trailers, interviews with the actual developers. I find it all fascinating and well worth my time. And many of you love YouTube for the same reasons, and you do too. And I think that's good. Pardon me, I'm a little bit congested. I hope I'm not getting sick. I've been coming down, feeling kind of run down the last couple of days from all the work and the sleepless nights. But anyway, I started my channel in 2012. I mentioned this in many vids to kind of combat all the hate towards games, and it was sad because I was watching early on studios closing their doors. Good studios. Studios like Pandemic Studios that did Destroy All Humans, which I'm enjoying right now on the PlayStation 4. Mercenaries, and especially the Saboteur in the 7th gen, which is such an outstanding game, and it was so sad for me to see at that time when these games are coming out so many jaded reviews. Now, again, I'm okay with people picking out unfortunate things within the game, whether it's bad frame rate, you got screen tearing, issues with the mechanics that don't work as good as they could, especially today with all the broken games, and like Mad Max required 4 patches before I could even play it on a console, but yet it seemed perfectly fine and well optimized for PC. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's one of my pet peeves is broken games, and I went off in one of my early rants called Game Over about what my experience was with a game that I loved. It was my game of the year for 2015, but at the same time there's this dichotomy that if the game's so broken with game-breaking bugs, I can't even play the damn thing. So I'm all for passionate takes on games, and I'm all for people's opinions on them. I don't have this Pollyanna attitude that every game is just cute and amazing and wonderful, and it has to be perceived that way at all. I watch Angry Centaur Gaming's his game reviews because I want to know all that minutia and detail. A lot of it goes over my head, the technical stuff, but I still find it fascinating. And I watch car reviews for the same reasons. I want to know the good and the bad about the cars that I even like and are looking to buy or have bought. I want to know the good and the bad. I want to know about the recalls if there are any. I want to know about problems with, the anti-lock braking if it's a problem, or is that Mustang going to lose control? I'm going to, kill a bunch of people. I mean, I like to know those things before I buy a car. Kind of the same thing with games. We kind of want to know what we're getting into before you lay down your hard-earned money on a new game. So naturally, we all turn to game reviews, especially our favorite YouTubers that we like to watch that review games. Now, I've had some reviewers who I liked initially, and again, I won't mention names, and have huge channels today, huge. But after a while, especially when they reviewed games that I like Mad Max, and just shit all over it, pulled out their dong and urinated on a good game for no reason. And it's not based on technical issues, but based on that, this is not a Mad Max game. In a Mad Max game, you shouldn't be about this and this. And well, first of all, don't tell me what a Mad Max game is to be about. I'm a huge fan of Mad Max, probably one of the bigger fans of the series. I think each person can subjectively decide what's a good game for them. I don't mind people picking out the finer aspects of games, the things that work and the things that don't. But don't tell me, don't label it as a bad game. Don't negate the game by giving it a label and then telling me don't waste your money on it. I wouldn't spend more than $10 for this game, and you shouldn't either. I don't like that. If someone wants to suggest that, I would suggest you hold off and wait for a sale, or I wouldn't pay full price for this game. That's fine. That's a nice subjective. That's a realistic and a rational way of looking at games, and I certainly don't have a problem with that. But when someone right off the bat, you can see that people have it out for a game when they review it. Now they may have it out for the game because they're a professional channel and they have a lot of games to review. And they didn't realize that you can put 60 plus hours or over 100 hours in a game like this. So they start labeling it as busy work. Oh, I don't like all the busy work. It's repetitive. You hear this mantra, which to me is code for, the person's bored. Perhaps they're jaded and they don't enjoy the repetitive nature. They don't have no problem with the repetitive nature in games they do like Assassin's Creed. That's okay. But God forbid that they place a new IP and try something new. And then if they see the same mechanics in that, they don't like it, and it's deemed repetitive. Whatever. I mean, you can't win for losing. I get so frustrated with overtly negative reviews. You can just tell right off the bat within the first 30 or 40 seconds of the review that, okay, well, here we go. This guy obviously has it out for this game, starting with the thumbnail, sometimes. Why does this game suck? And they put it on the clickbait thing, and so right away the game sucks, and they've already predetermined the game is shit. So you can kind of see where the review is going. Some people will review a game, and they'll say, it's a great game. It has a lot of technical flaws, but at the end of the day, I had fun with it, and I have to tell you, look, it's a fun game. Yeah, it has some challenging issues with the damn frame rate. It's all over the map and this and that. But if you can get past that, and if you like these dynamics or aspects of it, I would recommend it. It's a fun game. And I said that with Mad Max. I said, if you're a fan of the franchise, if you like Mad Max, you'll love this game. It has a lot of great things, lots of great Easter eggs, and it's a fun game. Now, it's not for everyone. Not everyone's into car combat. That's why we don't see a lot of Twisted Metal type games or Blood Drive or many of those games anymore, because it's just kind of a passé thing, sadly. I miss the Twisted Metal days. I wish we had more games like this. I'd love a new reboot, in the PS4 with a brand new Twisted Metal with killer graphics and a really good story, not that crappy last one we got in 2011 or 12, but a really well-made return to what made the series great. I love it. Not everyone's into this stuff. That's fine. but I think that the people have a hard-on for a game, and they go at it almost like they take great joy in ripping it apart, and it's sad. The thing that's the saddest about it is that every YouTuber out there, whether it's me with 1,000 subs, or it's someone else with 100 subs, or someone else with 1,000,000 people, or Angry Joe with millions of subs or whatever, people are going to be looking at those reviews quite often as gospel, even though they shouldn't. So right away they see a game. Oh, Duke Nukem Forever. Oh, cool. I've been waiting for a Duke game. I didn't know it was out. But then they watch their Angry Joe and they see him literally urinating on it in the toilet. Well, that's a shame. I guess that game is shit then. And then then the game gets passed over. This game and where's the other one? Aliens, Colonial Marines. And I think of games that have become fashionable. It is like the in thing. It's hip. The hipster thing is to shit on these games, and God forbid you see anyone leave a positive comment on these games. By all means, you got to counter it and tell them that they're wrong and this game is shit, period. You cannot say it's a good game. You cannot find fun in this game. It's impossible. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I love both of these games. I have no issues with Randy Pitchford or with Gearbox. I don't want to get into whether Gearbox screwed us and lied to us and all this stuff. I think that there's more than meets the eye with this game. I think that there's a lot of unfortunate development problems. It went through development hell, as this one did, for many years. 4 different studios had their hand in this. So naturally, things are going to get fucked up. At the end of the day, I'm glad it came out. Once a game was patched, and the DLC, which is actually surprisingly good, this is a fun game, and I love returning to. I have no issues, and I absolutely love Duke Nukem Forever. I refuse to say this is a bad game in any way. The graphics are uneven at best. Sometimes the game looks really good, and other times it looks almost, last gen, or for 7th gen, almost 6th gen. But at the end of the day, it's a fun return to old school circle strafing FPS action with all the Duke Nukem attitude that you can handle, and I think it's great. It's not my game of the year, but they're fun games. I enjoy them. Games like, Call of Juarez: A Cartel. Well, God forbid you leave make a positive review of this game, which I did, or say anything positive about it, because this has become very fashionable to hate. I think political correctness really killed this one. I'll just leave it at that. But if you can see through that, this game is like before Battlefield Hardline. This was a really good FPS game in an urban environment with cops and robber kind of thing. It's a fantastic game. It's one of my top 10 FPS games of all time. And I know that'll shock many of you, but I honestly love this game to death. I've replayed it on the hardest level and beat it. I've played this game in co-op with a friend of mine back east over the internet. I've had so much fun with this game, and I highly recommend this. And it's not perfect by any means. Some people don't like the Chrome engine and the strange depth of field and the blur effects. And I understand that. And technically, certain people are going to have aversions to certain things in games. It's understandable. Need for Speed the Run. I exalt this game. I love this game. To me, this game literally hits on all 8 cylinders, or 12 cylinders even, perfectly. I love this game. This is my favorite in the series, and I have all but one. I think I can Porsche Challenge Unleashed or something. There's one game in PlayStation 1 days that I don't have, I think. But other than that, I love the series, and I love this particular one. This is my favorite. And this game is, again, hated by so many people because it dared to do something different and tell a story, and even had some quick time events where you get outside of your car. And there's elements of the story and the characters I'm not a huge fan of, but what it does right really well. And I'd highly recommend it. I think it's a great game. God forbid you say anything positive about The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Now, none of these games I'm going to say, oh, these are outstanding games. I think that they're good games. I think that they're average games, but I think the fun factor is really high in them, and that's why I like them, because I can see past the graphics and screen tearing. Now, this has a lot of repetitive elements with the cars and the environments. You see the same exact, Crown Victoria LTD everywhere. It's like, would it kill you to make another 4 or 5 car models? Would it kill you to have more than just, 10 zombie types, or as far as the same modeled faces? You'll fight hordes of zombies, and after a while you notice the exact same zombies over and over and over. So for reasons like that, and those things should be pointed out in a review, and I did. I point out the negatives in a thing, but I still look at it from, to me, you have to look at what is the motivation for somebody's game review right off the bat. Are they doing it because they're trying to make a living off from YouTube for revenue? Do they hate the game so much that they want others to hate it, and that's their prime motivation? I hate this game. I'm tired of seeing this game getting all the praise. I'm going to make sure that I give it a review that no one will ever touch this game. And that's sad. It's sad. I hate seeing that kind of shit. I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it. I think it's killing the game industry, sadly. When I see a studio like Marin 2K shutting their doors, this is one of the best hidden gems I've ever come across. And I like this even better than the outstanding real-time strategy, RPG, XCOM games, as well received as they are. To me, this blows them away. For me personally, I like it because you're down close and personal in the battlefield with your agents. You got this wonderful Mass Effect weapon wheel with all your powers you can bring out, and you can play the game multiple different ways. I love to play in the harder settings in particular. This is a very challenging game, a really lengthy campaign, and very fun and very unique. You don't see this. We'll never see a sequel to this, sadly. We'll never see another game like this. So that because of that, because of all the shit reviews and jaded reviews of people that are indifferent, it was alright. Had a couple of interesting things in it. I didn't think it was anything special. I mean, if you want to play it, by all means, go ahead. I think you're wasting your time and money, but I thought it was meh. When I hear that, yeah, I get sick to my stomach. This is someone that has an inability to be happy. It sounds like these people have an inability to have fun and to see the fun in games. I honestly can't see that this game was engineered to be a bad game or not to be fun. I think that all games, Turning Point, Fall of Liberty, even that game, as bad as it is, and it does have some challenging things to try to get through and to see the fun in it, but you can still kind of sort through it and even have fun with that game. In fact, I need to get that for my collection because I'd like to replay it. It was one of the first games I bought for the Xbox 360 because I love the premise so much. That's an outstanding premise. It's a shame that it didn't live up to the expectations. It's a shame that it was such a lackluster visual representation of what they wanted to do. It could have been so much better. It has so many weak points to it, but it still has some merits. And someone should review that game and let people know, especially when it's a new $60 game, well, it has some good ideas. If you can get past this, and this, you might have fun with it. That's fine. Point those things out by all means, but don't shit on the game and label it as shit and then make people feel embarrassed for even thinking about buying the game. I just don't get that. This one is one of the most tragic. I was hell-bent to start my YouTube channel when I saw the hate towards this game. This game, to me, in every way, is a superior game than the one right before it, which was, what was the hell was it? GoldenEye Reloaded from Eurocom, which I love. This has much more additional things. It has blood, where the other one doesn't. It has RPG elements and the way you can upgrade your weapons. The other one doesn't. It has the Bond gadgets and laser watches and a lot of shit. And this that the other one doesn't. More vibrant set pieces, more authentic Bond music and Bond villains and action. This game kicks ass. And it's fairly average in its graphical presentation, to be sure. But it's so much damn fun. If you're a big Bond fan like I am, this is a great game. I couldn't believe the hate for this, how they could praise and give 8s and 9s and 9.5s to GoldenEye Reloaded. This comes out right after it, and it gets 5s and 6s. I'm like, what the hell? Are these people have an inability to see the fun in the game? I mean, are they... That's why you can't always compare every game to the other one in the series. I think that you can say, you can talk about that. Okay, here's Assassin's Creed 29. Now, this is how it deviates from the series up till now. These are the things we like. We like these new additions. Frankly, I think they could have done without these new additions. You can make comparisons, but many people jumping into gaming, maybe they didn't play GoldenEye Reloaded, and this was the first Bond game they ever played. And then they see a shit review, and it's a shame, because it looked like a good game to me. I wanted to play all these different Bond characters from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, but I guess I can't, because I was told it was shit. So I don't want to go against the crowd, God forbid, and think for myself and be a critical thinker and do the research. You'll find great glowing reviews on this, and you'll find a lot of bad reviews of it, which is unfortunate. So guess what? Eurocom has closed their doors. Thanks, guys. Raven Software, which I've mentioned many times, relocated to doing multiplayer maps for Call of Duty. It's probably a nice gig. I'm sure the studio gets really good money for doing that, but I'd much rather see them do these games. I miss my Raven Software, one of my top 3 development companies. I want to see them make another Jedi Academy or Outcast. Come on, man. I want to see them make another wonderful and a very unique game, an immersive game like Wolfenstein from 2009 or Singularity. These are brilliant games. These are my top Xbox 360 games right here. And both of these games are this one is in my top 10 video games of all time. I honestly think it's that good. This one's real close too. Close to being in there, in the top 20 for sure. But gone. There goes Raven Software. So enjoy your multiplayer maps, because people shit on these games. Not so much this one, but they really shit on these 2 games. Sales were not good on either one. Part of that is Activision not marketing Singularity. Right? Singularity had a very troubled development. They had to radically change the game at the last minute. So who knows what the better story of the game would have been. It probably would have been a much longer campaign. They had very ambitious ideas, but technically there were problems with that game. So they didn't market it at all. It's like all of a sudden, oh, what's this? Singularity. I tripped on it at the store and found it was one of the greatest games ever made. But because of all the negative reviews of those games, we don't have them. That's why I fell in love with Mark Bussler of Classic Game Room, because he praised these 2 games. He loved these. He saw the fun in them. He didn't give them a damn number score. He saw the fun, raved about them. And after watching his reviews, I was sold on not only Mark and Classic Game Room, but Raven Software. And to me, that's what a good game review does. It gets you excited. And Mark points out the negatives too. He'll point out the things he doesn't like about the games. That's why I supported Mark Bussler the first few years. Before even having a YouTube channel, I sent my tons of games to review and die-cast cars, 40-something die-cast cars for him to review, worth a small fortune. I love Classic Game Room, and I still support them today. I can't do it financially anymore via Patreon and stuff like some of my good friends, but I'm happy to see him doing well. I think the world of his sense of humor and reviews, but there's a lot of negativity in gaming. A lot of jadedness, a lot of jaded opinion. Now recently, I just saw it, I'm kind of bringing this up, because we had this, I was really excited. I love this game. The minute I got this game, I tweeted to Randy Pitchford and actually thanked him personally for this game. I love the Atomic Edition too, but this game did so many things right. I've had so much fun playing this recently, but my God, the hate. And I thought it was a good deal at $20. To me, I think that's a good price for everything that you get with this game, including a brand new Duke Nukem 3D game from the original developers and all the extras they have and multiple ways you can play this. I think it's a good deal, but my God, you wouldn't believe the hate. I had to block people on Twitter because I got in and Randy Pitchford dared to retweet my tweet that I did about this. I had to block multiple. I got so much hate, so much negativity. It was like a tidal wave of negativity. I literally didn't see it coming. And then everyone says, oh, well, I'm a big Duke fan. And I think this is an insult to Duke fans. And the same thing with this new Bulletstorm. I recently, they showed a new trailer, which my mouth was hanging open. To me, this is like one of the most exciting HD remasters you could ever give me. This is a real gem. I love this game so much. I am so thrilled. I waited at the midnight launch for hours for this game and then went home and played it. And played it the next day and the day after that. It was so much fun. I wish we'd have a sequel to this. I'm so thrilled that we have an HD remake and can play this on a next-gen system. I think it's fantastic. So right away I posted the link to the trailer. Oh wow, can you believe this? A new Bulletstorm. I was just excited. Just an innocent excitement. Just an old fat gamer that sees something he likes that's coming out, that is excited. My God, the tidal wave of negativity that I got on my own Facebook and Twitter was like unbelievable. People just, another stupid remaster, and then the fact that they're going to introduce a Duke Nukem character with this, which I think is absolutely brilliant. If Duke Nukem ever fit a game, especially with the kind of a comedic approach this game has, it's this one. I'm excited about Gearbox teaming up with People Can Fly in this, mashup or whatever. I think it's a brilliant concept. Absolutely brilliant. This will be like a DLC thing. You don't have to play the Duke Nukem. You can just play it the way the game is. If you want a vanilla version that looks a lot prettier, probably better frame rates and stuff, I can't wait to see it on the PS4 Pro. God forbid you say anything positive about that. That's been just shit on. Everyone just lines up, spreads their cheeks, and sprays all over the PS4 Pro. I'm getting tired of that. I'm at the point where I'm afraid to post anything about anything I like anymore at social media because it gets shit on. I just don't understand it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't feel that everyone that enters into my little world of social media on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube should say, oh, that's great, Dean. We're excited too. If you're not excited if you weren't a big fan of Bulletstorm when it came out, naturally, yeah, you're more excited about the Skyrim remaster, which I'm not. I don't like medieval games. I don't care for Oblivion and Skyrim. Now, I bought it for my father-in-law. My nephew loves it. He brought it over, and I watched him play it for 2 hours on my console with his hard drive, and he loved it, the Skyrim. And that's great. I'm happy for you guys that love Skyrim. I love big open world games. It looks exciting. I just prefer more of like a contemporary thing with guns, like World War II shooters or modern ones or whatever. But if you love Skyrim or The Shadow of Mordor, or any of those games, I'm not going to shit on you. I'm not going to say, well, I don't like the Skyrim thing. I think this is stupid. We don't need another remaster. Well, naturally, something I learned when I was a kid in the 70s is that my dad would tell me this, and it holds really true today, especially today, is that people are down on what they're not up on. It's that simple. That if they're not into it, then they feel they have to shit on it and throw a wet blanket over you and the things that you find interesting and exciting, and it's unfortunate. Why is that? Why can't people just be happy? I have a lot of friends that have posted how excited they are for Final Fantasy 15. They're posting their screenshots. I'll give them a thumbs up. I would never play that game. I'm not at all a Final Fantasy fan at all. I do not like the franchise personally, just because I tried it at one time and I had a hard time getting into it. It's just for me. Just me. It doesn't mean that it's a bad game. And I'm happy to see a game come out that people are so excited and passionate for, whether it's Skyrim, which I'll never touch, whether it's Final Fantasy, whether it's a sports game, a Madden game or something, or those NBA games, as absolutely beautiful as they look, especially on the god-awful PS4 Pro, in 4K natively, as good as they look. But for my friends that love those, that post all their stuff, or even multiplayer, which I will never touch, online multiplayer, but they're having a blast with Battlefield 1 right now in online multiplayer, I'll even watch their videos because they're entertaining to watch. I'm happy to see people happy. That's it. I don't want to piss in their Cheerios. I don't want to throw a wet blanket or pop their balloons. I've had to let people go as friends on Facebook and Twitter over the years because of this negativity. It's terrible. It's ruining a community that I love. And you have to wade through, almost like wading through, legions of orcs in Shadow of Mordor. That's what I feel like. One man with one sword is going to wade through hundreds of orcs to remain victorious and to feel that you can uphold your opinion. It shouldn't be that way, guys. It really shouldn't. I don't know at what point I just see it getting worse and worse and worse. Now, that's not to say that there's a lot of good, positive people that I do associate with and I surround myself with. So many, my good friend Jay, Everything According to Me, I'll have a link for his wonderful channel down below. This is someone who's aligned with my way of thinking. Solid Rev, who I follow, he's more into multiplayer type stuff, but lately he's been reverting back to single player games, and he loves them. I value his opinion. I agree with him. I'm very much aligned with him on many, many things, but at the same time, some things, he's into some games and I'm not, and vice versa. That's fine. We can all respect and appreciate each other's point of view. I have so many friends. My good friend Angel, who just loves gaming. He just loves them all, like I do. He's kind of like a child and just loves all the games, sees the good in them like I do. To me, I mean, that's the kind of person that I want to watch on YouTube. Even though he's at a very small channel, I'm excited about my friends that have a passion and a love for gaming. My good friend Chad at Dad's Games, I have a link to his wonderful channel down below. He's an older guy. He's kind of capitalizing on the fact that he's a dad, that he's a gamer, grew up, and now he's a father, and he's gaming with his kids. He's got a wonderful channel. He deserves so many more views. I'll have a link to his incredible channel down below. I highly recommend that you check out all these channels down below. These are smaller channels, but I'm bringing them up for a reason. Number one, I want to help them grow their channels. And two, they're positive gamers. So it's a shame that we have to like search for the good guys, you know. It's not to say that, you know, Angry Centaur Gaming to me is one of the most positive channels out there. He loves new technology. He loves HDR TVs and even better HDR technology coming. I've learned so much from his channel on games. His walking the walks. He gets into minutia and details on games I never even thought of. And it adds value to me. It adds value when I can see a side of a game I never saw. I mean, I just got this Alan Wake game because of him. Now, I bought this at launch and was dying to play it. My nephew came over and saw the graphics. Oh, Uncle Dean. Oh, I said, here, dude. It made me feel good. I pulled it out and gave it to him. Here, take it. I still have the original launch strategy guide. I'm dying to get back to this. I'm kind of resent that I never got into this and played. I'm so excited about playing this now when I find the time. There are all the other new games. I'm kind of playing a lot of PS4 Pro games right now. I'm really excited with that. And that's another thing. I mean, even that system. I mean, my friend Jay mentioned in a video he just did on the PS4 Pro, and they were just, he was in Best Buy and overheard one of the workers at Best Buy telling a customer, guys, you know, really, you can see he's like perplexed. He's like looking at the Slim, looking at the PS4 Pro. He's going to make the most of his money. He's thinking about getting a 4K TV, doesn't know what to do. And he asked the guy, he's just looking for answers. Maybe he doesn't know about YouTube. Maybe he's just a consumer that just wants to get something really good for Christmas. Maybe he's just getting into gaming for the first time. And he really wants to know. And Jay kind of overheard this and kind of stepped in. And at first, the guy in Best Buy, oh, I wouldn't get the Pro. It has lots of problems. The games run worse on it. I'd get the Slim. And Jay, who has a Pro like I do, stepped in and said something to him. And after the other guy left and said, look, I have a Pro. The games look great. If you're going to get an HDR TV, I'd highly recommend spend a little more and get this because you won't be sorry. Now, there's a couple games that run worse on the Pro. A few frame rate drops here and there. I mean, look, and I love Digital Foundry. I've subscribed to them. I love seeing those comparisons where you can barely see the difference between an Xbox One console and a PS4 and a PS4 Pro and the PC and Mac settings. It's fascinating. Just like I said, with car reviews, I like all that detail. But I don't think we should base getting a game solely on technical prowess. And that game, oh, that game is, it's 10 out of 10. It's 9.8 out of 10. I mean, I'd get this game. It's as close to perfect as possible, you know. It runs flawless on a PC. Well, it's great. Play it, you know. But does it mean if it drops a few frames, it's a piece of shit and that you can't play it or that you can't find the fun in it? I have played over a dozen games now on the PS4 Pro. I haven't seen one, not one, that runs worse, that looks worse in any way, where I've noticed frame rate drops or stuttering or flux in frame rates. Not one game yet. Now, I haven't played even though I haven't played The Last of Us yet. Supposedly that's one of the culprits. There's just so many games I'm trying out. I'm having so much fun with right now on it. But to me, the console is outstanding. And I think from here forward, if we're just patient, just give it a little bit of time. They just showed this new Gran Turismo Sport game, which is going to be taking advantage. You're going to have a much better version in 4K and HDR for the PS4 Pro owners. They can still play the same game. See, to me, if they had to make new games, you'd have to go out and buy, The Last of Us Remastered again for the special PS4 Pro version. I wouldn't like that. But the fact that you can play these old games, any game, any PS4 game on a Pro or on the standard system, and they both look great and play great, to me it's enough. That's enough for me. Someday, I don't want to say never, someday I'd like to get a good gaming PC like my friend that has, $3,600, $4,000 gaming PC. I think it's fantastic to play games at a 4K monitor, all those bells and whistles, you can fine tune and dial in the game the way you like. I think it's great. I wish I had the money and the know-how. I'm a caveman with technology. I would touch something and something would break on the computer. I wouldn't know how to fix it, how to uninstall a game, reinstall it. I mean, I can learn all this stuff. I'm just perhaps lazy with PC stuff. But I'm happy for my friends that are PC gamers. I don't want to piss on their deal. Oh, consoles are better. No, they aren't better. The PC games clearly look better. There's no question about it. But not all of us have the know-how or the money to upgrade our gaming rigs, annually or biannually, to kind of keep and stay on the cutting edge of having those killer-looking games. It's expensive. It's kind of like someone that knows it's a car guy like me that doesn't mind installing a blower and getting more performance out of it. It's like, why? Dean already has 410 horsepower. Do you need more horsepower for 3? Yeah, but I want 550 horsepower with a $4,000 blower. It'll make it that much better. And some people can appreciate those upgrades and improvements, and some think it's clearly a waste of money. It's probably the same dynamic with games, with consoles versus PCs. But I like a good gaming PC. Someday maybe I will, but in the meantime, I'm a console player. But you wouldn't believe the hate. I just did a simple video. Why I prefer. Doesn't mean that they're better, but why I prefer consoles. For me, right now, at this place in my life where I'm at with my past experience, with it, Silent Hunter 3 grenading my brand new PC back in 2004. I had to spend almost $700 for another one, which is a lot of money back then. And my wife, if nothing else, my wife kind of, that was it. She said, that's it, no more PC games. You get your consoles, you get it, and that was it. I mean, I'm not going to argue with the boss. So that's another reason why I don't play games on PC. And I'm sure my AMD 10 Asus computer probably can play most newer games at moderate settings, and it probably would be okay. And I could upgrade it and probably make it a better PC if I wanted to. But I'm happy with consoles. So for me, and I'm kind of saying all this about PC gaming because that's my impetus for getting the PS4 Pro. It just so happens it's a wonderful, magnanimous gift from my good buddy Angel, but I would have bought it in the next 4 to 6 months. I would have found a way to get probably with my tax return, earlier next year, to get that PS4 Pro. And if I can swing it down the road, I certainly would love to get the PlayStation VR for the same reasons, because I want to be on the cutting edge of gaming. I want to see the HDR 10-bit color panel displayed on my TV via this PS4 Pro. I've already been completely blown away with streaming 4K YouTube videos through it and seeing how good Battlefield 1 looks. I'm just literally speechless. I can't tell you. To me, I feel like I have a gaming PC now. That's just how I feel. Now, I know it's nothing like their max settings. It's nothing. You don't understand. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just saying I like it. And I'm sure if I compared it to a PC, it wouldn't look like shit, but it would look probably not as good. That's fine. It's okay. I'm just saying for me, for $400 to have something that looks like pretty decent gaming PC graphics, I'm impressed. Maybe I'm a dullard, maybe I don't know any better, maybe I don't know the details, the minutiae of what makes games better and why this system is better than that. I don't care. All I know is that I like the graphics. For my friends who are looking forward to the new Scorpio coming out in a year from now, that's great. I think you should buy it. If you're excited for it and you want the best Xbox experience ever, you want the best graphics ever, then by all means start saving now. It'll be a premium price. It probably will be $500 to $700, I would think, because they're clearly going to compete with gaming PCs. That's what Microsoft is going after. So prepare to pay a little bit more for that. I think the Pro is a little bit better deal for the money, and it's now. It's right here for this holiday season, so they're going to sell like hotcakes. But not if people are, shitting on it on the social media. God forbid you say anything Look at all the clickbait on the PS4 Pro. Why does the PS4 Pro suck? Does it suck? Games running worse on the PS4 Pro. I mean, all of this clickbait stuff, and it's sad is that people see this and they go, it's a shame. I was all excited about this PS4 Pro, but guess it's no good, huh? Yeah, no one seems to like it. Yeah, every video here listed in the sidebar. No, I guess I'll hold up. I guess I'll get the Slim. It's too bad, or I guess I'll have to wait and get the Scorpio, because it's 10 times better, I guess, you know. We don't even know. The Scorpio could have problems right out of the box. Probably very similar to how the PS4 has had some buggy issues with some games. Some games, it's up to the developer to fine-tune that game and be able to work with, you know, Sony and make that game well optimized for that system. I mean, I don't know how that all works and all the behind the scenes of how they decide how much, you know, resources they want to allocate to making the games better on the Pro or whatever. Whether we're going to see, you know, a lot of games. I mean, it'd be nice if they would make a Pro patch for this. I'd give anything. I would even pay to have a PS4 Pro patch. I'd pay $20 for a patch to get a better version of this in a heartbeat. I wouldn't hesitate. But, you know, we probably won't see it because the game gets shit on by so many reviewers. Good reviewers that I once subbed to that I immediately unsubbed because they were so vicious and almost taking a delight and a joy in shitting on the game and spraying diarrhea on the game. So because of that, I said, okay, well, this reviewer, I obviously can't take seriously. He obviously has it out for the game. He obviously resents the fact that it made him do some of the busy work as he rolls his eyes. The busy work, it was repetitive to him because he wasn't enjoying it. God, I just want to get this review out so I can get on to the next one. So they race through the game. They have an inability of seeing the fun of the game, and then they tell it like it's gospel. The game sucks. This is an insult to Mad Max fans everywhere. You know, I was like, oh, brother. Like I said, I mean, you wouldn't believe the threads on my own thing on this Bulletstorm game. I mean, they hate this game got. And then people, it's an insult to Duke Nukem fans. I'm like, oh. Look, I consider myself literally one of the biggest Duke Nukem fans there is. And I personally don't see it as an insult at all. I never even saw that. I thought that everyone would be excited like me. I don't know. Maybe my brain is in a different place. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm just not jaded. Maybe I just don't see things through this pessimistic filter. Some people are skeptical. Every single thing that comes out, I don't like that. I'm going to question that. I don't like that. They're up to something. Gearbox is screwing us. Anything that comes from Randy Pitchford's going to be shit. It's like, come on, dude. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe he loves video games too? I saw this thing about video games on Netflix. Apparently Randy Pitchford had something to do with it. It's one of the best videos I've ever seen on video games. Thank God for Randy Pitchford. I don't want to demonize the guy. I've been following him on Twitter for the longest time. Yeah, there's probably more than meets the eye with what was going on with Gearbox, Aliens, Colonial Marines. We'll just leave it at that. At the end of the day, I like the game. I like the game. And I've defended it. You can watch a couple, you know, I have reviews and impressions videos, and I talk about why I liked it. And initially, and people that had 12 hours ahead in Australia and New Zealand were loving the game, and there was glowing reviews out on it. But give it 24 hours until the main IGN and GameSpot and everyone else gets done with it and wrings their hands, oh boy, am I going to rip this one a new asshole. They tear the game apart, then it becomes fashionable to bag on the game and shit on it. It's sad. When is this going to stop? You know, I mean, I'll just put it this way. If you love games, look for the fun of them. And if you review games, just be subjective. Don't label it as, you know, bad. I don't like the number score thing. People are going to do what they want to do anyway. They're going to number them anyway. I do not agree with number scores. It's highly subjective. There's so many great B movies, like, you know, Crazy Mary and Dirty Larry, a lot of shit, low-budget films from the 70s that I love as much as the most expensive AAA polished Orson Welles and Martin Scorsese's classics, you know. Sometimes there's B game, like there's B movies. I mean, Escape from New York is a very low-budget film. It's kind of a crappy film. The special effects are not the greatest, but at that time they were doing the best they could with the money they had. That's, to me, one of my favorite films. It just so happens it's considered a B movie. We have a lot of B games. This is considered like a B-movie type game, but it's an outstanding concept. I am so thrilled this is getting a remaster. I'm more excited about this game being remastered than anything else right now out there. I'm just so excited. And probably 4K type graphics. I don't know if it'll have HDR and Pro support and all that, but I'm just so happy. Now, it just so happens that I've got not one but two brand new Xbox 360Es, so I have no problem playing this on an Xbox 360. You know, if these games are backward compatible for the Xbox One, more power to my friends that maybe get rid of their 360s and love the Xbox One for its backwards compatibility. That's great. I'm not going to shit on that. That's great. I wish they had more games. I wish they had more of the games that I like for backwards compatibility, which they don't. All the ones that I like for the 360 apparently aren't backwards compatible, but for my friends that like a lot of the exclusives and the better AAA Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that, that's great. I'm not going to piss in their cereal over it. It's fine. You know, it's funny, back in the days when I played the PlayStation 1 games, Super NES and all those, Duke Nukem Time to Kill in particular, and this Twisted Metal 2, I could do hour-long rants on any one of these games and what the immersion and the fun meant to me playing these games. But the beauty of the time, this era, was that there wasn't all the jaded opinion. We didn't have negative game reviews and people, you know, the angry video game nerd and all that stuff. I mean, I know a lot of those were early pioneers of YouTube reviews and stuff. I get the stick. I get it. They're trying to shit on the game. It's kind of comical to crap on the game, but there's too much of it now. Way too much negative opinion. And people almost like look for the problems with the games like there's a reward in it. It's like, come on, dude. You can't see the fun in the game? Just enjoy the games. Just play them and enjoy them. Find out for yourself. If it looks like, watch a trailer, watch a preview, watch a dev interview, see if it's something that you're even interested in. If you like the premise and you have the money, and don't just take the first couple big reviews as gospel. Take the time to look for other positive reviews, not just negative ones. You'd be surprised, because what you look for, you'll find out there. You'll find it, folks. You'll find the fun in the games. That's why I do this YouTube show, just to champion a lot of what considered average games, and some would even be considered bad games, which I won't label them as, that are fun. There's lots of fun. There's lots of fun in all of these games. You can have hours of immersion. I mean, incredible hours of immersion with every one of these, quote, bad games. Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green. When I bought that game, there was no interviews of it on the internet. I didn't know that it was a bad game. I didn't know about Metacritic. Oh, God forbid, I better not buy it. Metacritic gives it the lowest rating ever. And right now, it's one of the most highly collectible and expensive original Xbox games, which tells you something, doesn't it? So, you know, whatever you look for in life, you'll find. You look for the good, you'll find it. If you look for the bad, you just have those lenses on where you're determined to pick it apart, rip it all apart, and just degrade it as much as possible, you'll find that too. You'll find those things that you're looking for. And that will be your experience with that game, and that's sad. There has to be a balance. I'm all for critiquing games, but it has to be done objectively, and from the standpoint of it's a subjective viewpoint. This is how I view the game. This was my experience with the 2009 Wolfenstein. This is my experience with it. This is why I like the game. This is why I like Sniper Elite 3. Not everyone likes Sniper Elite 3. Not everyone likes Sniper Elite V2. Some people don't like third-person shooters at all. That's okay. But don't label it as a bad game because it's not your cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? So I've probably gone on long enough about this. I've seen so much negativity, like I stated in my last rant, or little video that I did, Christmas video deal, at the end of it, that I've talked to 3 or 4 good friends about this the last month or so, that I've just almost walked away from all of this, from YouTube and the whole gaming community, because I've seen too much of it. I got to the point where I was choking and gagging on this, almost like Ash with a rolled up, Playboy magazine and their original Alien, forcing it down Sigourney Weaver's throat. That's how I feel with opinion. I'm afraid to say anything. God forbid, because I don't want that rolled up fucking Penthouse magazine forced down my throat. I don't want the negativity. We're going to have it, unfortunately. This is the world we live in, of the entitled mindset. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's fine. But just please be mature about it. At least be objective about it. And don't be so quick to label it as shit, because you have it out for that game and you're determined that that company is screwing us, and you're going to let everyone know and take pride in the fact that you're going to influence people to not like the game just like you, because it's the fashionable thing to do. I just can't do it. This dude doesn't abide by that kind of thinking at all. So I hope you found this interesting. Sorry to take so long with it. I've just been really reached an apogee of the negativity. And like I told my friend, I said, look, commenting on my bullet storm thing, I said, I don't mind your point of view. I mean, go ahead and express yourself, but why is it always negative? I mean, say something positive once in a while. It's like you have nothing to say on my page or on my videos unless it's something derogatory, or to nitpick what I'm saying, or to kind of put it down. And it's like my whole experience of dealing with that person is kind of through those lenses, and that's sad. It really is. People that I consider good friends, people that are capable of doing very good reviews, much better ones than I do, with much better production values and standards. But if the core of that person and why and what they are and how they're doing the review is bad, I mean, I don't care how polished it is. It's obvious you have it out for that game, and I can't get into it. I just can't get into it. I'm into constructive reviews, and the people, my friends in the gaming community, that are constructive and that offer have something positive to say. Even in arguing, I mean, I had a conversation about a game just yesterday on YouTube that I wasn't really into, but I gave my 2 cents on it, but I've said in the positive what I am looking forward to and the things I do like about it. I just don't like this one aspect of it, but other than that, it's great, and I'm very happy for you because I see how excited you are to have that game coming out. It's okay, we can have that banter and have that discussion, but it could be more positive. I'm not looking to change anyone's mindset. If you've already made your mind up about a game or about a thing or a console or whatever, I mean, well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's better to be open-minded. Just keep an open mind and be a critical thinker. Don't be so like a lemming jumping over the cliff because it's the in thing to do. Everyone says that game is shit, so it obviously is shit. Some of the best movies I've ever seen, some of the best books I've ever read, and games I've ever played were lesser quality games or kind of under the radar gems that I found the most fun in than even over the big polished mega AAA movies and games and what have you. That's just my reality with gaming. Let's keep it positive, and let's talk about gaming, but let's just keep it positive. Let's talk about the technical problems with HDR right now and new color TVs coming out, and how expensive it is to buy a new expensive 4K TV and to buy a new PS4 Pro or Scorpio. There's certainly a lot of challenges to this new gen that's coming. It's all about money. You better prepare to shell out $800 for that PSVR. If $400 for the PSVR, another $400 for the Pro, you might as well do it right and get the best graphics. That's an expensive thing. It's $800. Then to get a 4K TV on top of that, my God, I mean, we're talking thousands. So I validate not everyone has the money, but don't shit on those that do. Or, I'm very fortunate to have that PS4 Pro, and I would have had to wait 4 to 6 months to buy that, but I guarantee you I would have bought that, and I would have spent a hell of a lot more than $600 for it too, because I personally see the value in it. So when I see people arbitrarily shitting on it because it's fashionable to do, I have a problem with it. So anyway, sorry to go on and on and on. I was really upset last night, and it's been coming to a head, and I just wanted to say something, get it off my chest. My next thing is going to be a little bit more upbeat, but I do love gaming. I love the gaming community, and I love my favorite reviewers, and will always support them because I believe in seeing all of the good, the bad, the technical problems. I think we should share all of that, but let's just do it in a more positive way that's not going to piss someone off or step on someone else's toes, if you get my meaning. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and enjoy your games above all else.